All right, all right, all right. And we are live. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's your girl here. And this is another episode of Healing and Shadow Work. Happy Sunday.
And
Y'all
another
doing all
one.
right? Oh my God. You know what? I'm tired. I ain't gonna even act like I'm tired.
I think
It's
all of
been
us are.
yeah.
Anybody who's under the sound of our voice is tired.
Mhm.
I think we all are a little exhausted these days, trying to keep up with the rat race. You know how that goes.
That part. But they were saying something about the full moon and the eclipse. They
Mm.
did say like that could be draining
Draining, absolutely,
because of whatever was happening with Pisces. Them damn Pisces. Always on some junk.
and
Well, now
always
the
emotional.
Pisces got the planets doing some junk now. But yeah, it's been a thing. They say the eclipse, what is it supposed to, because it was in Pisces, supposed to bring a lot of emotional stuff back
Yep.
in, maybe your
Mhm.
remembrance of things, and the eclipse is supposed to have you to release that. So I guess
Let it
whatever
go. Yep.
baggage you had going on,
It's time to let
that
it
would
go.
time to let it go, let you know, like, look, I gotta get over this shit because I ain't got time for it, girl. These stars doing too much. They are doing too much.
They are. And it's time to let go anyway. We have time to be carrying around this baggage. We trying to
Girl,
make moves.
okay, we're trying to make money moves, okay?
Okay.
All right, so today, and we are back. We had some unforeseen circumstances last week. I could tell you that life be lifing, and
Mhm.
sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. But we're
Press
back
the pause
here.
button.
Yep,
Yes.
we are here. We're ready for it. So our topic today is, what is a smart healing plan?
Mhm.
The theme, healing doesn't happen by accident, it happens on purpose. Like
Yes.
that. I like that. Because even though the stars and the planets are doing some things, that's real nice. But if we don't put any action into it, we just
Right.
got our head in the clouds looking at the stars or whatever.
You must participate.
You must participate. All right. So having that healing plan, it says we often say, I want to let go. I want to stop overthinking. I want to set better boundaries. But if you don't put any action behind it, it's nothing.
It's
I can tell you back in the day, and even being a therapist, I remember I had one of those real sad and bad breakups, and I thought my healing would be me just chilling, not trying to talk to nobody else, just staying to myself, and
yeah, I've
uh,
heard that a lot. I'm
you
gonna
know,
be celibate. I'm gonna be
I'm
celibate.
gonna be celibate. I ain't entertaining nobody. And that, oh, what is it that saying that time heals all wounds?
Yeah.
Well, maybe, but you gotta do something in time. You gotta participate. You gotta do something in that time that you are healing. And yes, it takes time
Yes.
because healing is not something that's rushed. I can't say, well, by January I want to be completely healed. That ain't gonna happen.
That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen that way. I wish people let that go. But
Yeah.
the thing is awareness. People say they want to heal. What are you healing from?
Hmm.
We have to start with some awareness in that space before we can even get to creating a smart goal. I always
Yeah.
like, and I think it was something I think Iyanla Van Zant said years ago. You got to call a thing a thing. You
Yeah.
got to call a thing a thing. I can't. You when you go to the doctor and they ask you, you say I'm in pain. Where?
Hmm.
My back. What kind of pain?
Yeah.
Sharp pain, dull pain. There has to be a description. You have to have an awareness of where the pain is kind of located to even begin to say, okay. Because saying I need to set boundaries usually is a symptom.
Hmm.
It's one of the symptoms of the actual problem. So you notice that people are taking advantage of you. So I know that I want to set boundaries. Okay, but why are people taking advantage of you?
Yeah.
Because some people I'm just too nice. Okay, that's cute. But why are you giving letting people run over you. There's something behind that. And so that's why I like this particular episode. I love SMART goals anyway. I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Mm-hmm.
setting
Yeah.
a SMART
Yeah.
goal. That's how my function in life. It's the only way I can get things done. However, you got to call a thing, baby. Where's the
Yeah.
out? Where's the out?
Therefore,
Mm-hmm.
therefore. All righty. So let's see. We start with the S. We ready to
Let's
jump
start with
in
the
it?
S. Yeah.
Okay, specific. So, like Sheronda mentioned, what are you exactly trying to heal? And I can remember playing the victim a lot and feeling like, oh, these people coming in here using me. I got these gold. Why am I attracting these gold diggers? What is going on? I'm being used. I'm being used. I'm being used. And then it kept happening. I'm like, okay, so what in the hell? Why do I keep attracting the same type of person? What is it that I need to do? Or no, what is it about them changing? I think I didn't put it on me. I think it was them. Maybe if I date someone that does something different, maybe the same education as I, or the same whatever, or maybe if they live here as opposed to there, it could be something different. But then having to go in to figure out what it is, and that came with shadow work.
Yeah.
That came with shadow work. So having
Mm-hmm.
an understanding of what is happening with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I keep attracting the same people, and why do I keep the same behavior in a relationships? Because it wasn't so much that they was gold digging. I was giving all of my money away.
Giving it away.
Why are we doing that, Linkie? We can't do that now. We ain't got it like that, girl. We got the bills. Amen. For the bills.
Amen for the
The bills
bills.
saved my life. Okay.
Like whatever works, whatever works.
Mm-hmm.
I've said to you before, at least 98% of the people who come to me for shadow work come because of a breakup.
Yeah.
Period. 98%. I'm not even exaggerating. But that's the space that seems to bring people awareness that something's wrong.
That part.
Something
That
is
part.
going on in my mind. Or they think there's something wrong with everybody else, so they still come for
Mm.
shadow work. I guess thinking I'm going to reveal stuff about other people. But my job is to help you see you.
But and it's hard to do that when oh, for the most of me, for my understanding of myself, I'm a good person. I'm not gonna play over you. I'm not gonna dog you out. You don't have to worry about me being in the streets and doing all kind of mess. So for me, it's like, well, it can't be me. It must be them. Why do I keep it? Maybe because I'm too nice. People say maybe
Mhm.
you change up. I can't change up. My feelings would be hurt. I'm a Cancer. I can't deliberately hurt people.
Right. Right.
That I can't do that. And some people may take that route. I've seen where some people have said, because I have been so unsuccessful in love, I'm just gonna start being a dog. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
be dating all these folks. I'm just gonna be like, I don't give a what,
Yeah.
about your feelings. And really they do. And that's how people, because of that trauma, become narcissists. They have borderline personality disorders. They have avoidant attachment. All
Yeah.
these different things come because they have been so hurt, and they want to protect themselves from not getting hurt, not trying to look in to figure out what is it in me or about me that continues this. Yeah, these folks, you're going to have folk that's going to come with foolishness, but it's up
Yeah.
to us to be able to see the red flags.
Yes.
I had an interesting conversation with a young woman last night.
Oh Lord.
And if I was the old me, I might have been like, oh, this like some Pretty Woman stuff. Let me or some what's that other one? With Jamie Foxx and Lisa Ray. I can't think of it right now. With Ice Cube, uh the Players Club.
Oh.
This might be some Players Club type stuff. This might be my future in here. No, okay. Hey, it is, never mind. Pull back, Nikki. Come on back. All right, this S, being specific. Now, what does it mean? What does it mean to be specific? What do
You
we
are
named it, right?
hilarious. Well, so I think, like, again, awareness. What is the first? What is I listen out as the coach to hear people say, I really want X. So I really want a healthy relationship.
Okay.
Okay. So that's a goal. I want to have a healthy relationship. And it's a
Mm-hmm.
little closer to being specific, a little closer. But what does that look like to you? Who taught you what healthy relationships look like?
Yeah.
You have to go when you're doing using shadow work to create that smart goal. You've got to delve deep into what's the meaning behind what you're saying. Because for some people, a healthy relationship, they don't mind the person who works, who's a truck driver, who's gone 6 out of 7 days a week. As
Mm-hmm.
long as the household's being taken care of, and that's a healthy relationship. When they come home, they love on them, and then they get back on the road. For me, that's not a
Yeah.
healthy relationship. I can't do it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying? So there has to be a little more specific. I want X, Y, and Z. I know that I want somebody who's not going to stay out all night long.
Yeah.
That we both can set boundaries of. We'll both be home by midnight if we're going out and hanging out with friends. I know that I want to be held at night, even knowing what type of touch. Do I want touch? Do I not want touch? Do I want to be super sexual? Do I not want to be sexual? These are very specific things that you have to know when what you want. So when it's
Yeah.
a healing, I want where, where, where's the
Mm-hmm.
pain? Mentally, emotionally. Well, make it specific so you can, because then it becomes a target. You need the specific. The
Mm-hmm.
specific thing is a target. So I know what I'm throwing at. Heal at. Does that make any
Yeah.
sense? Because like I said to people,
That
even when
makes
it comes
sense.
to, I could tell my child go pick that thing up off the table,
You're gonna
and he'll
say
go
what
table and
thing?
there's 10 things. Thing. So I just pick
Yeah.
the scissors up. So when we create something specific, it's because we know what we're actually reaching for.
Mm-hmm. So is it safe to say I want a healthy relationship? So specifically, I want to be with someone that I can allow my nervous system to feel calm with.
Mm.
Okay. Is that a doable thing? Is that possible?
I
Not that
think
I
that's
want them to
possible.
keep me calm, because I've
Right.
had situations where I've been the calm person. Oh, you make me calm. I should have run. It's like run, Forrest, run.
Fast.
Because if I'm making you calm, that's the thing. The peace should be within. I'm learning that. I'm learning that.
Yeah.
That should be within.
Mm-hmm. Period. But I like this. So like this one that example that we have. Instead of saying
Okay.
I want to feel better, I want to manage my anxiety before it reaches a 10. So when you
Okay.
talk about your nervous system, you can put a number on that. Someone that allows my nervous system to feel at a 2 when I'm around them. And you know what that feels like in your
Yeah.
body. That 2 or 1, you know the
Because that
difference
is
between,
specific.
because it's very specific.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. All
So
right.
I want better relationships.
I definitely want better relationships. And what does, I guess you look at what does better mean? I want somebody that reciprocates, that's understanding of, I am healing.
Yeah,
It is an action word. It's a
yes,
process of what
it's a
I'm doing.
process.
I'm not healed. I don't know that anyone is truly healed unless you go on to glory. Okay. But other than that, I think as we walk this earth, we still, because life happens. We still have
This-
stuff. They got all kind of stuff going on. Some storm coming. Just
yes,
life. Period. The eggs. Child, you can't eat eggs. You can't eat the lettuce. You can't eat this. You might get it and you're pooping everywhere.
yeah,
You don't understand what's happening, Lord. The stuff is expensive, the price of gas, jobs. So
yeah.
anything could happen. Life, death, anything can happen.
I was
So,
about to say that.
ooh,
I was just
child.
about to say that. I was, healing people. Healing does not mean you will never experience trauma again.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Deep breath on that one.
Mhm.
Healing does not mean I will never be able to experience a breakup again,
Yeah.
or loss of a loved one, or losing a job, my income going bankrupt. Anything happening. Healing
Hmm.
means I'm working on myself so when these things come, I'm not so triggered that I almost destroy my own life,
Yeah.
or I destroy the person that I'm with. And I'm not lashing out and bleeding out on others because I have
Mm.
not acknowledged the pain. So I
Yeah.
try to get people to understand that people want to hear healing, like, okay, now everything's going to be good. The next relationship's going to be perfect. Not necessarily.
Because
Mm-mm.
life be life and stuff happens. People go through stuff,
People
you
go through
know.
stuff.
People go through stuff. Um, Something I had a thought. It kind of went for a minute. I don't know. It'll come back. Jesus,
Hmm.
it'll come back.
I think the healthier two people are and are specific about what they want. excuse me, the easier it is for to have a long-term relationship. Because if
Hmm.
you're going through a lot of stress at work, I'm going through a lot of stress at work. If we've created a specific goal for ourselves and each other, when we come together, we don't bleed that onto each other.
Yeah.
We leave that shit at work. We learn how to see how we can support each other, even if that is giving that person space. I need some time.
Hmm. Hmm.
It doesn't. I don't want to be with you. Person's coming back and you coming back. The healing's a thing, man. It's a thing.
That point, and a lot of times people, I don't know if they run from it or they just don't know how. It's a lot. Um, I see a lot on these internet streets, and I see a lot of couples breaking up. I see a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people who are now single having so many different opinions about what relationships are, what it is, what it ain't, and what it should be, and all these other things. Or somebody posed a question, and another one that I see too frequently: what is going on with the dating pool? Why is it full of poo poo? What is happening here? And I'm tired of answering. There's a lot of unhealed people trying to get together and heal through the relationship.
Yeah.
My relationship cannot heal me. I cannot heal you. We
Mm-mm.
have to work on those things on our own. Can we come together and have some space, to allow
Yeah.
each other to do that and navigate what a relationship looks like with the stuff we're bringing with us?
Come on.
I think we miss that one totally because we
Yeah.
see that on TV and it makes good TV.
It's
But the reality of how to accomplish
scripted
that,
TV.
scripted TV. Somebody probably went through it that wrote that and figured out this what you need. And we miss it because we just thinking like, oh, relationship goals. No,
Just like
they actually had to go through something and they're being intentional. It would be real nice if I'm dating and we just, go out and go to bed and get up and go to work and go out and go to bed and just do that and we don't talk. I mean, I'm not that that's what I want. I'm just saying it
it's
takes
very
some
simple.
effort.
Hmm.
It takes some. How are you today? How does the relationship look? Is there anything that you feel that we could be doing differently individually? How are you? What's going on? Just those
Yeah.
things to be able to have that. They got some book that's floating around TikTok, um, like a couples workbook or something.
Yeah.
Seems interesting, like taking that time to just talk, having that time. Don't wait until the trouble comes and we have to go to
Ex-
couples therapy. These are things that from the beginning, the same Q&A that we do when we trying to get to know somebody, we
right.
need to continue that Q&A once we done felt comfortable enough to say, okay, we're in a committed relationship, you mine and I is yours kind of thing. We
Yep.
still need the Q&A. We still need to talk and be conscious of each other's feelings and what's going on and
Period.
create
For
what our
10,
relationship
even
dynamics
at the
looks
10-year mark, it don't matter.
like. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
At the 20-year mark, conversation has still got to happen.
That part.
It has to happen. And you said something that I wanted to respond to. You say you don't know if people really know how to heal. I don't know if people really want to.
Yeah.
Not being mean, but I don't know if they actually really want to learn how to heal because there's so many avenues of doing it out here.
Mm-hmm.
And like me and you have spoken about before, even with shadow work, when people were forced to be in the house during COVID and had to
Yeah.
deal every day, and the distractions weren't there,
Mm-hmm.
they wanted the healing because they were driving themselves crazy in their own
That point, they couldn't get any distractions to go do
selves
whatever to
to
not
go
heal.
do
Yeah.
whatever. They couldn't be in the streets. It was a scary time. People were dying by
Mm-hmm.
the droves. Like just a very so find out more about themselves. Now that the doors, ever since the doors have been open, people don't pursue it as much as they used to. There's still an audience for it. Let's be clear.
Oh
There
yeah.
are people who are still looking for healing, who are still hiring me as a life coach, who are still legit showing up for themselves. But do people want to? Is the question. You
Good
want healthy
point.
relationships, but
Yeah, do the work, but they looking for. They ain't finna. This might
yeah,
get. I'm a well shit. I already started. They
yep,
looking for a magic pill.
yeah.
There have been magic pills for numerous things. And so, if there was a magic pill to make relationships work, I think they would take that as
Thank you.
opposed to doing the work that needs to be done
Yeah.
for that. It's doable. It is doable. I believe it. I've
Yeah.
been through some shit, child, where I should be the hoe. I should just be like, if everybody, I just go
Yeah.
go out here and be the hoe. I know somebody will take care of me. I tell them I work at Popeyes. No, 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 nothing against nobody working at Popeyes. But if I
Right.
tell them I work at Popeyes or something like that, and I'm just okay, just don't pay no attention to me today, okay? So I
Linkie's
feel
on
like
the
I'm gonna get
ones and
myself in trouble.
twos.
I'm on 10. I'm gonna get myself in trouble saying some stuff.
I
But
get you.
I could be
I got
the
you.
opposite of me
Yeah.
and roll with that and
Yeah.
probably get a lot of attention and probably get a lot of people in my inbox and all of that stuff. But that is not who I am.
It's not who
And
you are.
y'all shouldn't want that either.
That's
I'm
what she's
just
saying.
saying.
That's what she's trying to get to. That was
You
the
shouldn't
long
want that
way.
either. You should want a healthier version of a person, and you should want to be a healthier version of yourself
For
to have that
yourself.
long lasting relationship that actually is meaningful and joyful and all these other good things.
Yes. Make it specific,
Yeah.
y'all. Make it specific.
Make it specific. The next we have M, measurable. How will
Yeah.
you recognize the progress? How will
Mm.
we know? How do we know that we're doing something? Because I think for one, I have to be self aware of what's going on with me. I have to be specific as to what I want to heal.
Mhm.
But how would I know? Because I
Yeah.
know, like in my last situation, I don't know. I could recognize the triggers, but it made me question where's my healing. And I think it's a misconception that there will be no triggers, there will be no whatever going
Yeah.
on, that you would just be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one of the big ones is when people talk about boundaries. Relationships require boundaries.
Mhm.
Dating requires boundaries, whether we like it or not. And
Yeah,
so, looking at boundaries, you'll know when you start holding to your boundaries. If you're saying, I'm not having sex for the first 6 months, you're
yeah.
not having sex for the first 6 months, period.
Don't touch me. Don't try to kiss
I
me.
know I stretched that a little far because I don't know. But
It's
the
doable.
things, the things that we're saying, I don't want to live with anyone for the first year
Mhm.
of dating. And it doesn't matter who the person is. That's just a boundary that I have. Because the more we hold to our boundaries, the more we get what we want. First of all, but number two, it makes it measurable because you know that in your past, that, and I've done it too. You move somebody in within a couple of weeks because it was so passionate, so wonderful, and so great, and now you're living together. And then at the 90-day mark, trying to get
Crash
them
and burn.
out, trying to get them out the
Hmm.
house. And so, because you had that previous experience, you said, I will never do this again. So, in my next
Yeah.
relationship, I will not allow myself to move in with anybody, or nobody will move in with me for X amount of time. And
Mhm.
you see yourself holding to those things.
Yeah.
Those are the things. Yes, we give into some boundaries to a degree, but you have to be mindful of, am I healing if I'm letting that go? If I'm
That
going to let
part.
somebody talk to me in kind of way, did I actually do the work? If you're
Mm-hmm.
abusing me, I'm letting another person abuse me. Did I actually do the healing process? And that's how you start identifying whether or not you're healing. That's how you know it's measurable. I know that I am doing what I want to do when this shows up.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to see working with people as a coach. You have to point out right there. Look at your growth. Sometimes I have to say to you,
I know.
look at that. You're speaking
Mhm.
differently about love. You're speaking differently about yourself. I mean, when I start hearing someone speak positive words versus blaming themselves for everything, I know there's been a shift. I see
Mhm.
it clearly. And sometimes you can't see it. So that's why it's good to work with people or have friends who can say, oh, you sound different. You're healing. That makes it measurable.
That part. I think also if you're journaling and you
Ooh.
go back and look at it, and it's like, oh yeah, I was really, because through my when I was really journaling some books, I had books and books and books, and I think I was cleaning up and reorganizing. I just kind of picked one and just randomly went through a page, and I saw what I had written. I'm like, oh my god, I remember thinking that this is what was going on with me
Yeah.
when my anxiety first showed up. I'm a good Baptist girl. And I was like, it's the devil. God damn it. It's the
Yeah.
devil on me. Oh, Lord Jesus, y'all pray for me. Somebody lay hands on me. Hey, okay. But I had since gone to therapy and everything and worked on my coping strategies and all these things and had a big mindset shift about that and a lot of other stuff. And so
Mhm.
I was like, oh my God, that's really what I was thinking. And
Mhm.
I wrote a little note to myself like, hey, this is not what that was. This is for you.
Mhm.
All right now. You really okay from that point. And I think that's the magic, if you will, of journaling. Because
Yes.
if you don't have anyone around to kind of point that out, you can see that in your own words. What you
Yes.
had, what you thought, and then since you have been healing and learned more and evolved and progress and all this other stuff, you could tell the difference in
You can tell the difference.
you know what you were feeling and thinking at that time.
This measurable thing makes me think of one of the things that I had to create that was measurable is me taking a deep breath before I responded to people.
Oh, okay.
That was truly one of the things I had to set in my healing process. Because when people say something, but that defensiveness, I
Yeah.
had this need to defend myself because for so long I grew up as a child that people made me feel guilty about everything. There was always
Hmm.
something, everything I did was wrong.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. So, for a large part of my adulthood, my young adulthood, boom, my mouth, pop. You said this, I came right back.
Yeah.
Pop, pop, And so part of what was measurable, Sheronda, you've got to take at least one breath before
Hmm.
you respond. And when I caught
Okay.
myself doing that intentionally, I knew there was some growth there. Like remembering to say, and give
Hmm.
my, and that gives the nervous system a minute to
Yeah.
relax as well. So I'm
That
not responding from that place. And so now 47-year-old Sharonda can flat out ignore somebody. I just
hmm
because I practiced that for so long. Now people, you can talk about my mama for all I care.
Yeah.
Say what you had to say about me. I love this thing here. So you got all the words. I've
Hmm.
learned that vocabulary. As long as you don't physically put your hands on me,
That part.
the
That
physical your
part.
words don't carry value unless I say they
Hmm.
unless I
Hmm.
say they do. So that's a measurable thing. Seeing how you respond to life and to love.
That part. And it takes some. It's not like a one and done quick fix. It takes some different things coming into your life, different things occurring for you to be able to notice that. And I think the self awareness is key. The self aware. I mean, without self awareness, you won't be able to
Yeah,
tell head from toe.
that's the
Those
truth.
parts, being able to do that.
Yep. Because I had to be aware that I'm popping on.
Hmm.
I heard it more than once. That's how I figured it out. Sharonda, you always popping off at people. I was like, "Ew, okay, well, let me. Sometimes it was for no reason, or
Yeah.
even if it was a valid reason, I had to realize sometimes it's not worth. Everything doesn't require a response, Sharonda.
Yeah. You don't have to pop off on everything and everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely that. All right. So the next we have is A for achievable.
Mm,
Is the goal realistic for your current emotional capacity, schedule, and resources?
I like that.
Hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, like I tell many people, if your healing journey becomes a chore, you might want to look at what you're doing. If you hate doing something or you feel like it's just, I don't know, then you may want to consider changing something up. And
Yeah.
as far as, some people, this is where people get in trouble with those New Year's resolutions because they put too much on. I'm gonna lose 100 pounds by the summer, and
Yeah.
it's January. It's like you gonna be dead. I don't know what you're taking, but you might not want to do that. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh.
so we have to look at, is it something that I can manage, and is it, like you said, with your anxiety or your nervous system. If I'm always on 10, and in a month I want to be the one, good luck with
For
that.
real.
Good
For
luck with that. But if I say, okay, I'm on the 10 and I want to be able to recognize what's happening before I get to 10,
Yes.
or implement some breathing, or make certain I have my grounding mat, or be able to go once a month to go to a park or whatever outside to do some grounding, and look at my calendar. Okay, did I do it or whatever? And even give myself some grace if I
Yes.
did. Because sometimes stuff, I mean, life moves, things move, stuff happens. Maybe I thought this was something that was going to be helpful for me, but I realized that I have so much going on. It's a challenge. So, what else can I do that might be more doable in this particular
Right.
time? You know?
Yeah. That's a big one. People want to come to me with the healing process, and there's so many. There's so many different techniques you can use, like the deep breathing. You do
Hmm.
EMDR, ASMR, with all the different things that people use to help regulate their
Yeah.
nervous system. And a lot of times, people, it's weird because even in the healing process, we'll still try to sabotage ourselves. That's part of what it is. I'm going to meditate for 30 minutes a day for 5 days. Going from not meditating to 30
Hmm.
minutes of meditation per
That's
day,
that's
I
that's
don't
pretty
see.
damn good if you get there.
Right, if you get there. So I
Hmm.
say, how about 5 minutes?
Yeah.
5 minutes per day for a week and see how it goes for that first week. Because, like you said, there are going to be those days where you might not even get the 5 minutes in. You might have forgot. You might have just something came up. You
Yeah.
just didn't have any time during that day. Things like that. But that's these are the things that bring self awareness as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
So okay, I'm realizing now that I can't meditate in the mornings. Maybe I should try during my lunch break, or
Yeah.
maybe I should try at night right before I go to bed. Those are the things that help us get to know us better versus
Hmm.
sabotaging ourselves by creating these unrealistic goals. Be
Yeah.
achievable. That A part is how realistic can you make this? Don't make it something that you cannot touch. I'm going to the gym 7 days a week for 2 hours. When you
Ooh.
work 12 hours a day, stop playing with yourself.
Yeah. That part you be wore out and be like, see, this don't work.
That's
Healing don't work. That's why should I do that? Yeah, it can work, but just don't do that dumb stuff.
yeah.
Try
And pay
something.
attention to if you like it or not. Maybe you don't like going to the gym and getting on the treadmill for 30 minutes. Try one of the
Hmm.
bikes. Try the bikes. There's different forms of cardio inside the gym. Don't give
Yeah.
up because that one, if you didn't like the meditation, do the journaling. If you didn't like the
Hmm.
journaling, listen to some sound bowls. Find different things that help just, you just test it out so that it becomes realistic and achievable. And you don't just give up on your goals simply because you tried one thing.
Yeah. That part you gotta keep on trying.
Yeah.
You gotta keep on trying.
Mhm.
All right. The next is R, relevant. Does this
There's
healing goal support the life you genuinely want?
ooh-wee.
I don't know. I'm kind of think of an example. What would be something I wouldn't want? I need $1 million. Hell, I sure do. I don't know. Is that gonna fix a relationship? Probably not.
Yeah,
But I could damn sure pay some bills
yeah.
for sure.
This is what that made me think of is there's times where people will tell when two people break up and then one person tells the other person, you need to learn how to shut your mouth more often or something.
Mm-hmm.
Now you go into the healing process because of what somebody else told
Yeah,
you.
oh, yeah. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Somebody else told you this is what's wrong with you. So
Mm-hmm.
then because you were so heartbroken and you believe this person so much that you go into the healing space and now but now it's impossible. It's not even relevant because you have no connection to it.
Yeah.
Me closing my mouth and stop popping off wasn't necessary. Like I said, I heard it from other people, but the reason I really wanted to do it because I wanted to use my two ears and my one mouth appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason there's two of them and one of them. So I wanted to be able to hear better.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not hearing what people are saying because I'm prepared to run my mouth so much. You see what I'm saying? Versus somebody saying, and now I can, because guess what? I still run my mouth, but the man of
Mm-hmm.
my life love it. He ain't got a problem
Okay.
with my mouth. Okay. And so I don't, that didn't need to be corrected for me to have a healthy relationship. It needed to be
Yeah.
corrected so I can hear because I
Okay.
need to be able to hear what he needs to.
That part. That part.
So that's
Okay.
how it became relevant versus somebody telling you what you should be healing from.
Yes, because I know, like in my last situation, I know I was triggered. I know I was triggered, you
Mhm.
know. Um, but I think it turned into maybe me not thinking a relationship was important or something. Something that was the opposite. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I had to hold on to what do I do when I'm triggered? How do I do? And then it really, as we dove into it, it came into not so much that I didn't have any time or effort to give to the other person, I didn't
Mhm.
have the time and effort to give to myself, and so then my focus became not how can I show up and how can I be more performative in a
Mhm.
relationship. It became you need to start taking this time for yourself balance.
Yeah.
And I can tell you what, I've been fighting like a mofo to make certain that I have balance. My
Yeah.
life is always everywhere, because that's my passion. I'm a healer. That's what I do. And it seemed like as soon as I came to the realization of that, all the healers need healing. And here comes all of the workshops and things and just stuff coming up like this is what we do in between sessions. You need to do this, go here, do that. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay.
You got beat down with it.
Woo, okay. It's like
Yes.
it's about you, girl. It ain't about nobody else. You got to
Yep.
get you there. So definitely, the great examples. Great examples is just relevant to me. I need to be aware of what it is that I need, what it is that I desire, not what people place on me.
Yeah.
Because I've had people thought I was just the most lying mofo.
See.
I'm like, me? You don't even know me. How you
Yeah.
gonna say I'm lying about some junk? I'm shoot. If
Exactly.
anything, I'm too goddamn truthful. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you about it for real. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I love it. The well, making sure it's relevant. Again, if meditation isn't your thing, if certain things aren't your thing, if you're not trying to have children, don't make that part of your goal.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
If you don't really need to lose weight, but you want to exercise, let the goal be about the thing. That's part of the being specific, right? Making
Mm-hmm.
sure it is relevant to what you actually want from life, not what you saw social media say, not
Yeah.
what your church said, not what I'm gonna get in trouble for that one probably, but not what your mom and daddy said, not what anybody says. Peace,
Yeah.
Terrell.
Hey, Terrell.
Yours are and your smart goals should be relevant to what you actually want from life. And that's the issue, Linky. Most people don't
Mm-hmm.
know what they want.
People don't know what they want.
They do not. You guys sit and ask people, what do you want? To create the vision board part, in my
Mm-hmm.
process when I'm working with people, they have not considered it for years that they still get to have a future.
Yeah.
They got the job now and they probably got the home, and those are it stopped right there. And they're just in the pursuit of a relationship. I told you, most people with me, it's
That's it.
relationships. But what else?
Yeah.
What else? This is a huge earth. What else do there's other things to do? What would you like to do? When's the last time you been to the beach? When's the last time you went to a waterfall? When's it, those things?
Because I think people have in their minds that the relationship is the fix all, the cure all. I can live once I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's where I did some solo traveling. I was always like, oh, when I get a partner, I'm going to be able to go. I want to go to Vegas because I had never gone. And it was like, you know what? After a good big cancer scare and going through that, it was like, the hell with that, I'm going to Vegas. I need to get me a travel agent, somebody hook me up where I need to go. I went by my doggone self. I wasn't waiting for nobody. I was like, forget that.
Yes.
Went on a cruise. I'm like, I hadn't been on one in over 20 something years. Let me
Yeah.
go. Let me see. And I did that. But I think ideally, I'll say we for sure it was me, that once I achieved that, then life
Then.
starts.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
no, life is here. This is life.
This is it.
And what do you want it to look like? What are your goals? You could go. People take. I'm not gonna say now, but you see more people taking the solo trips and
Yes.
solo vacations. Period. But before, I think it was more or less brought on your relationship goals.
Yeah.
And people would date people for them trips and then break up with them when when the
Right after the goal was met. The goal was met. That was it.
Lord
Yeah.
have mercy. But yeah,
Yeah. If you want to be single, relationships is have peace in that. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
The R is make it relevant to what you for real want from this lifetime, because otherwise you're gonna be wasting time.
That part. That
Yeah.
part indeed.
Hmm.
All right. And so the T, we have time, time
Hmm.
bound. When will you begin? When will you evaluate your process? Your progress. Your progress.
Yes.
Here we go. When you evaluate your progress, give yourself
Hmm.
a realistic practice period, such as 7 days, 2 weeks, or 30 days. I think,
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. That makes sense. Um, if I want to create a habit,
Yes.
I would prefer to do it at the start of the week and
Yes.
not like Wednesday, just in midweek. One day, I just think I need to do this. Let me start today. I
Hmm.
think ideally, getting your mindset right for it, per se, just getting the idea
Yes.
of, okay, this is something that I have not been doing, but this is something that I want to do, and I
Hmm.
want to do this for the betterment of me, having your why there. Because I think if we just do stuff and we don't have a why to go back to, then
Hmm.
we can fall off. It
Right.
can feel meaningless until we get hurt again. They'll say, "What was that you said I needed to be doing?" Okay, you know,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah. 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 I Yeah, just I think about because for me, even with just regular stuff when it comes to work, I use smart goals just to set a
mhm,
time thing. But I think people should. This is why I believe people should invest in someone to be some form of accountability.
accountability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
accountability. Whether that's if it's going to be have something to do at the gym, hire you that person who can. I'm going to work out with such and such 3 times a week,
Hmm.
so that because that accountability is necessary at first when you're starting the healing process. That's why
Yes.
as a life coach, I don't want to work with you if you can only do it once every 2 weeks. That's a waste of both of our time, because
Yeah.
the mind needs to be reminded what it's healing from,
Hmm.
because most people who are not in the healing process struggle with the consistency of it in the first place.
Yeah.
So if you come into me once a week, you have somebody who's going to say, okay, well, how was that homework last week? How did it make you feel?
Everybody forgot all about it within 2 weeks or a month.
What?
you know,
It is very difficult to space. I tried it with a few people, and their healing process was just woo. They
yeah,
because they disassociated from what we talked about 2 weeks ago. There
yeah,
was no
life be
real
life,
goal, and I'm like, but I didn't create the goal. This your goal. How are
there
you
you go.
disassociating? But that level, that timely part of the SMART goal is so that it helps keep you accountable to yourself. And I recommend hiring somebody who can help you stay timely as well, because
Yes.
it is difficult. I will um, stretch for 20 minutes every day. Well, set it, other things, put it in your calendar so you have an alarm that goes off every single
Hmm.
day
Yeah.
around the time that you know that you could do it. Make it timely so that you can get it done. Make sure you set a time to it. 20 minutes is a time.
Hmm.
For 7 days is a specific time. I'm going to do this for seven. And at that seventh day, you might be like, okay, I think I can add 10 more minutes to it. That's part
Yeah.
of the timely part too. Now you have an awareness of, okay, I could do this. Or maybe I need to leave it at 20 minutes for another week.
Yeah.
Or I couldn't get to the 20 minutes. So let me bring it down to 15 minutes this week.
Hmm.
And then maybe next week I could push it. You're allowed to make those adjustments and not beat yourself. You don't beat yourself up. You give yourself the grace. But this is to create awareness of those spaces in you where you are willing to press really hard for your own goals. That's really the bottom
Right.
line. That's the
Hmm.
bottom line. This is for you, not for nobody else. And I've had to call myself out, like, girl, are you sure you really want to do this? Because
Yeah.
are you showing up for the goal that you set? More
That part.
awareness.
That part. And like you said, we're healing for self, and we need to be able to create the time and space that's going to work for us. And I think that, and I don't think that time means I will be healed by,
Mm-mm.
whatever time, because we don't know that, and that ain't a heal. There's no ending
Easy.
to that.
Mm-mm.
But if you
Mm-mm.
want to start doing some things, put some things in practice, that's the time. Set your date and reward yourself. I think that that's a good incentive in some kind of way. Because
Yes.
we do that with the kids when it's like some positive reinforcement or something.
That's
It's like, okay, if I can look at my schedule of time and I know I spend an hour on social media, and that hour on social media could be me taking a, if I can't meditate for an hour, at least something within that hour
Hmm.
to be able to meditate and have some self-care, or something for me. And
Absolutely.
perhaps if I could do this for 3 days, then at the fourth day, okay, I will allow myself to do the social media. And 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna want to do the social media, not for
Come
an
on.
hour.
Not
You
for an
know,
hour.
not
Hmm.
just kind of just drifting. You might be purposeful on there for something, yeah, but looking at the time that you have been doing something. I think at one point when I was getting up early enough to work out before my body started doing things, I would say, okay, if we get up today and work out, at the end of the day, you're gonna get whatever this treat is. Probably something I need to be eating, but I was gonna let myself eat it because I got up and I worked out.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's and any trainer be like, no, you can't reward yourself with food. Mind your business.
Peace, Lauren.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Yes, yes, yes.
But
And,
yeah,
and acknowledging it. I think that, we can be our own cheerleaders too. Like that song says, sometimes you have to encourage yourself for real.
for real.
Acknowledge that. Post it on, so if you choose to. Now
Yeah.
y'all see I post stuff, that's my choice, because y'all are my accountability folk too. And I know if
Hmm.
I put something on social media and say that I'm gonna do it, then damn it, I better do it.
We better do it. Exactly.
You know, that part. But you
Yeah.
got to find your niche. You got to find what works for you. And as
Yes.
Sharonda mentioned, if you need some help with that, we're a couple of professionals here. Uh, you can seek us out. We can help you, uh,
Yes.
give you some accountability and some different things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. And if at first the things that you put in place don't seem to be working, you have to just reevaluate. Don't give up. Because as
Yes.
we said, sometimes life happens. I took on another uh, set of responsibilities, and I'm seeing like, ooh, Lord, wait a minute. It's a lot. And so I'm having to restructure some things. I'm being intentional because what I'm fighting for is that self care time, that
Thank you.
downtime. The old me would be working 7 days a week. Just let's get it. I got some extra time here, good. I got some extra time there, good. When I'm asleep, child, we might not. No, we ain't doing that no more. We done grew up a little bit. No.
No.
And so I'm being intentional with trying to reorganize some things and putting that structure in place so I can have that downtime. My nervous system says, girl, we've been
Period.
looking and bucking for too long.
Okay.
We need to relax. We need some human nature playing, not look if you buck, okay? We just need, okay?
And
And
I
I'm
love this question on here that says, "Am I using the goals to control or rush my healing process?"
sorry. Ooh. For one, there's no rush. You can't, if someone says in 6 months you need to be healed, you might want to run. Because that's not realistic. Heal what? You
Mm-mm.
can fake it.
Yep.
And how long is that gonna work for you? You
Mhm.
know, my healing takes time, and it takes as much time as needed.
Yes.
Um, Now I would hope to be in a different space than I was 6 months previous,
Hmm.
but I'm not gonna be perfect. Nobody's perfect.
No.
And
Nope.
don't set those expectations on yourself. Just like with anything, I look at the people in recovery. Um, Although it may have been 20, 30 years since they've used any type of substance, they still consider themselves in recovery.
Yes. Yes.
It's not like, oh, I'm out of recovery.
Not recovered. Right.
Yeah, I'm not recovered. I'm in recovery
I'm not recovered.
because life happens, stuff happens. Nobody wants to go back to doing anything, but
Yeah.
sometimes we might. Things may happen, and that's where
Yes.
grace comes in. And I think one thing is important too. I was thinking about this earlier. Having a good support system is helpful.
Yes.
You know, my circle of people have become healers. I don't know if they were always healers, but the ideology of take the time you need for yourself.
Mm.
not just get out there and do the food. I don't have nobody in my circle telling me to go out there and do the food. They understand that you got
Yes.
to take time and do what you need to do for you,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. And so with that, I think is important because sometimes you can be in a situation and people help you be the victim, and they'll be like, just I'm gonna introduce you to somebody the next day. No, I need to heal. I need time for that.
Yeah.
Let's see. But healing can be a lifelong journey, in my opinion. It takes a while to heal. I have had to learn to give myself grace, and my healing journey is far from pretty, but it's been worth it. Amen.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
oh, I was gonna say, I'm glad Lauren said that because I was just thinking to myself, when we're creating the SMART goals, this is what people don't see on the other side. You create the goals. I'm gonna see a therapist once a week for 1 year.
Mhm.
SMART, right? It's not the completing of the goal of the year that actually is which you benefit from. It's the
Yeah.
things that you work through with that therapist over that year
Hmm.
that you start having all these aha moments and you see your life beginning to shift and how you respond and think differently about relationships, love, your parents, and all the things that come from that healing process. That is the benefit. We want you to
Yes.
create the SMART goal. I love create the SMART goal. I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes once a day for 7 days. Beautiful. It's not because you were so consistent in that. We get caught up in the actual,
Hmm.
did I actually do it? I'm helping you create that goal because I want you to feel how differently you're going to feel after seven
Yeah.
days of meditation for 10 minutes. That's the benefit of the goal. Never lose sight of the actual healing process because, again, that's why it's not ED. I'm healed
Hmm.
after I did this. No, now I know how to sit and listen more often because I've practiced meditation. Now I know how to be present with God now more often so I'm not making crazy behind decisions off the whim. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're creating a new habit and feeling within your body from the healing modalities that you're using.
Hmm.
It's not an ED. It's like you've learned how to respond to life differently. So that's why it's ing, healing.
Healing. That part indeed.
Hmm.
And everybody's healing journey is going to look different. We may have the similar tools that we use,
Hmm.
you know, but it's going to look different and it's going to feel different, and that's okay.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
some days I've been like great, and some days here I am crying. I'm like, well, damn, what happened? But on the flip side of that, I can be like, all right, I'm give myself a little grace. This is one of those
Yes.
days. Sometimes the grief, it goes up and down. Maybe I'm on the down slope, and I have to remind myself of all the positive things I have to be grateful for. So practicing gratitude is helpful, and I'm like, okay, I might be feeling like whatever, but look at where my life is right now. I've been doing
Yeah.
some great things. I got some great people around me. I feel good within me. Even if I was on an island
Yes.
by myself at this point, it'd be a little lonely. But I'm okay with the work that I have been doing inside of me. And that is what's most important.
Most
People
important.
say what they want to look and be like, whatever. And I don't really care because this is my journey and this is what I'm doing for me.
Yeah. And what I
Mm.
believe our show is about in the first place, our podcast about the
Mm.
shadow work and healing is the transparency of being human.
Yeah.
The only reason exists, that word grace exists, is because people are trying to be superhuman. We're trying to show up. Look at that. Look at that great shirt.
Ah,
Trying to show up and prove something to people
yeah.
when the truth of the matter is having a bad day while you're in the journey of healing is normal. It's supposed to.
Hmm.
You can
Yeah.
have the downtimes. You can have the day that you sat and cried all day because you're
Yeah.
still in the process. The issue becomes when you're saying that you're healing, but you're not applying any tools for healing, and you're crying
Hmm.
every single day, and you can't figure out why your life isn't changing.
That part.
That's human too, but you still getting what you give.
Yeah.
So
That part.
that's the
Hmm.
awareness to shift that from this thing of healing being this perfected journey and shifting it over into I'm allowing myself to have new experiences so I can feel better than I did before.
Yeah. That part. That part indeed. Yeah. So give yourself some grace and
Hmm.
don't be afraid to start. Hopefully you have been able to listen to this podcast. If you are just now joining us, we do replay on YouTube. Let's see what's Lauren saying. I've actually managed during my healing journey to discover more hidden talents. Okay, I was unaware I had, but I also learned how to set healthy boundaries and be more
Mhm.
aware of my needs. Have always put others that part. I mean, we're gonna discover some stuff. What happens in this journey? Initially, you think is one thing, but as you start peeling off layers, it's like, oh my goodness, I had this going on. I didn't realize that this was affecting me like that, or I didn't think that this is how I viewed myself. Okay, why did I view myself like this? Because it is. So when I'm with this person and this happens, the trigger is not so much something that they're necessarily doing or I'm suspicious of. It may be something within myself that's stirring up that makes me suspicious of something. Yeah. It took a while. Look at that. It took some time.
With my
Amen.
friend.
Amen. It took some time, but we made it, and it takes time. You see all these people on social media and their relationships and all this other stuff and relationship goals. You watch them people, and I'm not saying that people gonna break up, but a lot of them folk, y'all watch Dalton and Sacco, baby. I don't know what happened. Is it real? Is it fake?
I didn't
I would
see
have
it.
thought just a few months ago, okay, they had they what redneck water park and everything looked so good and they falling out and all this junk. And next thing you know, the girl gone with the bodyguard or whatever they doing.
Oh Lord.
So if you thought that was a relationship goal, I mean, he making money, but no, nobody's perfect. Nothing is perfect, and we can't set goals for our lives based on what we
Hmm.
see in other people because you don't know what they actually
But
going through.
hmm
That now they could have stayed together and put on a facade and really not be together because people do that. People
right.
in Hollywood and stuff you hear about, they got they double lives, they do anything, girl, and they find out when somebody then died, they done wrote a book to like, oh, they was really, oh, really, oh, oh. But nevertheless,
Yeah.
your journey is your journey,
Still on it.
and if you don't know where to start, I hope that this podcast, this live has been helpful. And if you are joining us right now, you can catch the replay on YouTube and child probably Tuesday because it will be on Apple or Pandora and everything. And you can always catch it and listen to some of the others because we were putting some stuff out there. We got some gems.
There's some
We're
gems
throwing
out
some good
there.
gems out there. So if you somebody that I know I need to heal, I know I want different for my life. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. Listen to these things. Don't just listen to them, but listen and apply. Apply these
Yes.
things to your life if you need some help with it. If you are anywhere in this great nation and you need some shadow work coaching, Sheronda is available because she has no boundaries. And when it comes to state boundaries of where she can practice, if you are in the great state of Texas and you are in need of a therapist, come holler at me because that's where my license brings me
We,
as a
we,
life.
we're about to get somebody certified as a life coach too, so they can operate that way as well all over the. Are you allowed
Yes.
to do that? Are you allowed to do that?
What's that?
Become a life coach as well.
I can actually do coaching now. There's many therapists
Okay.
that will move or have moved out of the therapy ethics range and have moved into coaching. And actually, there is a national certification that one can get. You just need the coins.
Got it.
It's about the coins. And I could do some coaching all over the place. Now I've been doing like some self-care coaching and stuff like that. I did a couple of workshops for work-life balance,
Okay.
and I have coaching for that. And you can be anywhere with that, but like some of this good healing that we're talking about, I'm yielding that over to Sheronda. It's like, girl, you do that, girl. I'm gonna catch up with you at some point. But you do that one.
I'll
You
try to
do
catch up with you. What you talking about?
that. Okay, we here. All right, you got anything else?
That's it. Just y'all create your smart goals, make it be about you, and enjoy the healing process.
Enjoy the healing process. Now this is our season one finale. We're gonna take us a little hiatus. You know how y'all would watch them shows on TV. They take their fall break or their summer break or whatever, and
They
they come
sure
back with a
did.
new season and new theme songs and all this other stuff. We ain't got no theme songs, girl. We might find one. I don't know.
You might find one.
We might find one, but we're gonna take us a little hiatus, just a little one, just a little one. We got
Yes.
things we got to get
Thanks.
together and sort out, and rest is essential, man. Rest is essential.
Absolutely.
But be sure to catch us on YouTube and all the podcast platforms, and we will be back. We
We'll be
will be
back.
back. I'll be back. Okay, look at that, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. Well, we appreciate y'all joining us. Make certain that you share this, like, share, subscribe. It might be somebody that you know that's going through something. Share this
Share
platform
with
with
them.
them. Share it with them. Share it with whoever you got. I've been telling the folks, y'all want to check out the podcast? Here it is. You're going to want to figure out what shadow work is. There you go. You're doing some healing journey. Here it
Yes.
is. Okay. All right. Well, thank y'all so much.
Thank
And
you.
y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday and be blessed.
Be blessed.